Hi, this is Barb GIRTMAN, your District 1 County Council representative. With millions of dollars of federal funds on the line, Volusia County government took a very proactive role in helping to ensure a complete and accurate count in the 2020 census. I was proud to co-chair our Complete Count Committee along with Councilmember Wheeler. The role of the committee, which included dozens of community leaders from across the county, was to raise awareness about the importance of participating in the census. Because not only were federal funds riding on the count, but the census results also serve as the basis for local, state, and federal redistricting. So the participation from every municipality in the county, as well as the county schools and many local colleges, chambers, and social service agencies were absolutely critical to the successful outcome. Also critical to the success was the ambitious marketing and communications plan implemented by the county staff and many of our cities. I'm proud to report that despite disruptions and delays caused by the pandemic, Volusia County managed to increase its self-response rate from 62.8% in 2010 to 66.7% in 2020. And according to the U.S. Census Bureau, the door-to-door campaign brought the county's total response rate close to 100%. In fact, the U.S. Census Bureau honored Volusia County's efforts in its 2020 Census Best Practice Showcase, recognizing the Complete Count Committee's marketing and communications efforts, along with the friendly competition among municipalities. And now, with the population count completed, Volusia County has initiated the process for reapportioning our 5 county council districts in order to ensure that they're contiguous and as equal in population as possible. The process will produce a new map with new boundaries for the council districts for the next 10 years. So indeed, when it came to the 2020 census, every voice counted and every voice mattered. Also in 2020, the county joined the city of DeLand and local partners on the launch of an exciting new initiative to bring added focus and attention to communities in need, called Strive to Thrive. There have already been 3 community cleanup events that have been very well received by the public. You'll be hearing a lot more about this initiative in the months to come, because as with everything we do, communication and collaboration truly are the keys to success.
Hi, I'm Billie Wheeler, Volusia County Council Vice Chair and your District 2 representative. The Echo and Volusia Forever program sprung up out of a grassroots effort by local residents determined to protect and enhance our quality of life. These extremely popular voter-supported programs were designed to preserve environmentally sensitive lands and enhance environmental, cultural, historic, and outdoor recreational facilities in Volusia County. And boy, did they ever deliver on their promises. Together, the programs have been responsible for preserving more than 38,000 acres of land for the public's enjoyment, as well as more than 240 projects in support of parks, playgrounds, ball fields, multi-use trails, museums, theaters, cultural and art centers, and restoration efforts all around the county. Echo and Volusia Forever are financed by small property tax rates, a maximum of 1/5 of a mil per year for each program. Volusia County residents obviously felt like they got a good return on their investment because on November the 3rd, by a more than 70% margin, voters approved the extension of both programs and the taxes that fund them for another 20 years. This year, the Council will develop the implementing language to guide Echo and Volusia Forever through the year 2041. To ensure transparency, both programs will operate with oversight committees and undergo annual audits. Echo and Volusia Forever have accomplished a great deal since their creation in 2000. Thanks to the voters, these programs have been given another 20 years to help preserve Volusia County's legacy as a trendsetter for land preservation, outdoor recreation, and cultural and historic facilities.
Hi, I'm Danny Robbins, your District 3 representative on the County Council. 2020 really was a year unlike any other, and not just because of the pandemic. Last year, the county completed preparation for the most extensive restructuring of county government in more than 50 years. Approved by the voters statewide in 2018, Amendment 10 gave considerably more operational autonomy to the county's elected department heads. In fact, it transformed the property appraiser, the sheriff, and the supervisor of elections from county charter officers as part of the county government to constitutional officers. Amendment 10 also restored the elected office of the tax collector, an office that had been abolished in Volusia County 50 years ago by the county's home rule charter. With its duties absorbed by the county staff, Amendment 10 ushered in some significant changes that required a great deal of planning and coordination last year to ensure an orderly transition with no disruption in service to the public. County staff and the County Council worked closely with the property appraiser Larry Bartlett, Sheriff Mike Chitwood, and the Supervisor of Elections Lisa Lewis to develop agreements laying out the transfer of operations and the structural changes that were going to take place. A separate agreement was also approved for the tax collector's office that paved the way for the newly elected tax collector, Will Roberts, to take office and assume his constitutional duties. Changes also resulted in the county's revenue division being transitioned to a new treasury and billing division to reflect the office's revised role. As you can see, a great deal of effort went into ensuring that the transition to Amendment 10 was seamless and just the way voters intended. One of the final steps in the transition was the County Council's adoption last year of the budget for the current fiscal year. Not only did the budget fund essential public services, but it realigned the Sheriff's Office, Elections Office, the Property Appraiser's Office, and the new Office of the Tax Collector and set them up for a successful conversion to the new status. And it did it in a way designed to mitigate any fiscal impacts to the taxpayers. The budget also reflected the Council's conservative fiscal principles by bringing in 9 out of the 10 tax funds at or below the rolled back rate, with the 10th fund partially rolled back. With Amendment 10 now fully implemented, the county and your County Council working hand in hand with residents, our cities, and our business community, we remain well positioned to meet the challenges of the future.
Hi, I'm Heather Post, your District 4 County Council representative. 2020 was an unprecedented year with COVID-19 at the forefront, and Volusia County coped with more than its share of dangers. The good news is that our county emergency response teams were up to the challenge, standing strong and responsive at every turn. While the 2020 hurricane season was a busy one, Volusia County went largely unscathed. Although one storm in late July, Hurricane Isaias, caused quite a scare, the county was prepared. With forecasts initially showing a possible landfall along Florida's Atlantic coast, emergency management shifted into gear and coordinated with local, state, and federal partners. Cities distributed sandbags, and as always, I stood side by side shoveling with you. News conferences were held and social media messaging was posted to ensure residents were informed and prepared. Fortunately, Isaias' path veered farther off the East Coast. But it was a good test of Volusia County's readiness to manage a storm event in the midst of a pandemic. And it showed that the county was prepared and all the planning had paid off. On July 31st, the county assisted residents while responding to 3 sinkholes that opened up near DeLeon Springs State Park. Then, on August 18th, an EF2 tornado tore through DeLand, leaving an almost 5-mile path of destruction in its wake. Once again, the county, along with other partner agencies, were there to provide help to impacted residents. Multiple Volusia County divisions immediately responded to the scene, along with the Sheriff's Office, the City of DeLand, and other public agencies. Volusia County's road and bridge staff worked alongside Duke Power crews to clear roadways and restore access to streets before taking on the monumental task of collecting and discarding debris. Thankfully, there was no loss of life. And throughout all of this, emergency management earned reaccreditation by the Emergency Management Accreditation Program. Volusia County's Public Protection Department works continuously to ensure that the county's residents and visitors are prepared and protected. I'm very proud to report that while citizens desperate to return to normalcy flocked to our beaches last year, our beach safety lifeguards and officers rescued a record 3,274 people. Fire Services added several new engines to its fleet, and 140 self-contained breathing apparatus were added on all frontline fire trucks. In EMS, a multitude of more technologically advanced stretchers were added, working toward reducing employee injuries from lifting the full weight of patients. And Fire Station 36 in Osteen welcomed an ambulance to be based on property. And to better serve the community during emergencies, Public Works cut the ribbon in December on a brand new facility, badly needed to replace the old one, but now centrally located and constructed to withstand hurricane-force winds. This facility now houses our road and bridge, signs, and our updated traffic engineering offices. Volusia County stands ready to respond, and we are Volusia County Strong.
Hi, I'm Fred Lowry, your District 5 County Council representative. Whether it's walking, bike riding, driving, or flying, the ease of mobility is essential to our quality of life. And last year we saw some major improvements in the way we move about and get from one place to the next. 3 key road construction projects got the green light last year, including the widening of an approximately 2-mile stretch of Howland Boulevard from Providence Boulevard to Elkham Boulevard. The project will improve the last remaining 2-lane section of this key east-west transportation artery through Deltona. The other 2 major road projects include the widening of 10th Street between New Smyrna Beach and Edgewater, as well as a section of Orange Camp Road near DeLand. All combined, the work represents a nearly $34 million upgrade to Volusia's transportation network. The county's extremely popular trails system also is growing with the Council's approval last year of construction contracts for projects in DeLand, DeLeon Springs, and DeBary. And in one of the biggest construction projects in decades, last year saw the opening of the majestic new Tom Stead Veterans Memorial Bridge in Daytona Beach. Meanwhile, at the county-owned and operated Daytona Beach International Airport, several significant construction projects moved forward in 2020. A new cell phone waiting area was completed. A $40 million taxiway rehabilitation is proceeding, with 95% of the money for this project coming from the FAA and Florida DOT. And a $14 million upgrade to the terminal building is now underway. The project includes passenger amenities like the all-new comfortable seating with power outlets in the seats. On track for completion this spring, the terminal renovation project also includes renovation of the airport's 2 meeting rooms and the business center, and the addition of a new mother's room. As an enterprise fund, no local tax dollars are used to pay for the airport's capital projects or operations. And in December, the airport celebrated new nonstop daily seasonal flights on American Airlines to and from Dallas-Fort Worth and Philadelphia. So look for more infrastructure improvements in the coming year. Infrastructure really is the way we connect with one another, and investing in it is good for our residents and good for our economy.
Hi, this is Ben Johnson, your at-large County Council representative. Water is one of life's basic building blocks. So it's no surprise that water got a lot of attention in 2020 from the County Council. Specifically, how to improve it, preserve it, protect it, and conserve it. 6 projects in particular that will have long-term benefits for Volusia County's water quality moved forward in the last year. And the common thread is that all the projects will significantly reduce the amount of pollutants that end up in our water bodies. These projects include the hiring of a contractor for engineering and design work on a septic tank conversion project in Oak Hill to reduce the flow of pollutants into Mosquito Lagoon. The award of a $5.7 million construction management contract for a project that centers on the building of a new pipeline to redirect sewage from the county wastewater plant in Deltona to another county treatment facility in DeBary. The result will be consolidation of treatment plants from 3 to 1 and a significant reduction in pollutants. The installation of central sewer lines down the US 17 corridor in DeLand Springs. The project is a critical step in protecting the delicate spring basin because central sewage lines provide a more environmentally friendly wastewater treatment process than septic tanks. The landing of state grants to help pay for new stormwater systems impacting the Mosquito Lagoon on the east side of the county and Lake Beresford on the west side of the county. Both projects will result in a higher level of treatment of stormwater that discharges into the two water bodies. Also last year, the Spartan Company in DeLand Springs built a brand new on-site water treatment system with funds from a county water quality infrastructure grant. The new treatment system is more environmentally friendly to the Sensitive Springs watershed. That's a whole lot of good news on the waterfront. And you can be certain water issues will continue to be one of the very highest priorities for Volusia County, both today and into the future.